No.
Alright, yeah, beat it up, man, German. Sex. Everybody, welcome back to another week, another episode of the CrSquared podcast. And so tonight, me that rehearse that in my head, I'm gonna say, remember you ever watch iCarly and somehow it's have a blue something there? You should click it, you hear the stream now if you need one of that. But anyways, audience, welcome back to another week of the CrSquared podcast. It is I, the one and only, the hostess with the mostest, your host, me and man of the show, Casper, and I this week have my two co-hosts, my two henchmen here to support me and assist me in this conversation. We'll have regular Ronaldo, the people know I'm on.
Welcome back to the CrSquared podcast. Ronaldo here on the square. Yes, sir. But yes, it's been a long time. You guys know that I love recording for you guys. People, it's gonna be a very interesting one. And I am pumped. But yeah, Ronaldo there.
Alright. So people, for the last couple of weeks we haven't been able to record because Jermel Uman just keep up him time. So
who named Jermel? Jermel a star. Yeah, yo.
Anyways, the people know by now. But so this is finally back. Finally, we're able to record. And unfortunately, fortunately, Robin is not here tonight. And we'll have somebody else on the podcast for you to keep him space in the meantime. Bossman, go and introduce yourself.
Hello, hi guys. It's me, the bench warmer. So.
Alright. So people, this is my version, Deniston. We actually know each other from. He's not one of the camper guys. We don't talk about them all the time. We don't want to see them, we don't want to hear them. Deniston just there to fill the space in the meantime and satisfy whatsoever on the need. So we know.
Guys, don't know him because if you guys were OG day one, you have heard of.
Yes, people, exactly people. I'm tired for calling name for the podcast. So finally, I'm going to get for hear him now. And as I said, I normally get to get one point, but no, Dennis done from Michael, like around 2 year, 3 year, yeah, roughly around that time there.
2 year, 3 year, I think we got Michael. Why ID number?
Hey, who remembers that? When if high school 2017, that means I'm going to start Michael September 2017. So 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. A 5 year.
Mm-hmm. It's been some time.
So Dennis Stan is here, people, until Robin returns. But not to worry, people, we'll have another exciting topic to discuss this week. And really and truly, it is sex before marriage. So we know a lot of persons have lots of different opinions about the situation. But before we even start, usually I start off the conversation, but I love for Ronaldo start off the conversation this week as the resident Christian in our house. So Ronaldo, go through. Make you know what go on, what the whole idea behind this situation. Make you know. Go through it.
Well, this is a very interesting conversation, But I want to say unpopular opinion or popular opinion because right now I kind of feel like it's 50-50. Because I believe like even some non-Christians still, subscribe to not having sex before marriage because it really just makes sense,
But I think that you did not say you 50-50. Come and say what?
No.
Beat it up, man, German.
No, sir. I'm not beating up anything. Nothing at all. These guns are here for show. For sure.
Alright. Alright, sweet.
But yeah, like obviously Ronaldo Watson is no sex before marriage. Personally, because I'm selfish. You know what I mean? The woman now just come round and come sample this and just left when she feel like. And I study this one. So you kind of selfish with my thing, isn't me? If you have a piece of this, you have to there and stay here. And then with this part.
No, bro. Everybody's supposed to can get it, dog. It's supposed to be free. Why I be selfish? Give it out, my youth. Be generous. You're the Christian here. You know? Why you be selfish? You have to make other people experience you. You're not easy, man. What? I don't understand. You know? Give it out,
Alright,
mate.
well, it's a values thing, it's a values thing. The more precious the goal, or the more precious the gem, the less people are gonna get for encounter it.
Wait, hold on. So are your personal opinion that you that say that them teach?
No, that's not my personal.
Or that's your personal
like,
opinion?
Alright, so I know where you actually get that Casper, so let me just get at that first.
Alright.
As a religious standpoint, that influenced my decision a heap, because before me even know what sex is, me know I'm not supposed to do it before I'm married. Because I grew up in a Christian household. Mother was a Christian. Father wasn't really a Christian, but my father can't talk about him past around my mother, Because my mother is a Christian, will lock him down,
Alright.
So you can't really
Wait, so just to be clear, your mother did marry to your father, right?
Yes.
Alright. About him, but you say he wasn't a Christian, so he would have sex before he meets your mother.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Go through.
Yeah, him not really. One, as a man, I guess him not really. Well, as a man that he was, him not talk about film look endeavors with them pitting them.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? I'm not talking on him level. You see me? So, never know about that, never hear about that. Mother alone will tell them something there. My mother's a Christian, so she said no sex before marriage. Right? That is principle, right? Because, it's fornication and all these things. But maybe me believe that the reason why I never really go the Christian route is because I feel like what if people believe that, people are do it just because the Bible said, no sex before marriage. But as me say, it just makes sense. Right? It just makes sense. Personally for me, as me say, me nah just go around and give everybody this. You know what I mean?
Alright. Alright. No, I understand what you're saying, and I understand where you come from in terms of the religious belief behind it. But you say it makes sense to you. So may I ask, it makes sense to not have sex with somebody before you and them get married, right?
That, yeah.
Alright, so here are my opinion on the situation. So people, just for the people who don't know, I am not, he's not what would I say? I don't practice Christianity, so say that. Now the thing is that everybody ever say, you have to wait before you get married, and the biggest issue we have with that is the whole concept or the idea of marriage, because which part we live, for those who don't know, we live in Jamaica, and the concept of getting married is actually being married in the eyes of the law. So you sign your marriage certificate and the government get it, and you are now considered as one person in the eyes of the government or the eyes of the law. So I'm saying that why is it that because that is really the whole, when somebody get married in Jamaica, that is really what you are doing. It's more so of a business transaction where you can say to somebody, say, send me at work, you at work, and we want to be recognized as one individual in the eyes of the law or the eyes of the government. Why me need for wait? Why do I need to do that first before me can have sex with somebody? I feel like how many Christians don't acknowledge that is what the concept of getting married is, really becoming one in the eyes of the law. So if it is that it exclude the law part outside, what for stop you and your woman now for say, love you, you love me, and right here, right now, we'll consider ourselves as married, come on, bust the piece now and move on with life. So what me I say is that me not understand the sense that it makes to you. That from you want here.
Alright. So Dennis, what is your take before me and Casper go back and forth? What is your take? Your general statement.
I was kinda in tune to you guys, because I was saying, okay, this is pretty interesting. I listened to this, But my take. What's my take? I don't believe in not having sex before marriage, so I guess what I'm trying to say is I believe you can have sex before marriage. I understand why people don't do it religiously, As a part of religion, you're going to say, no, God say no fornication and all that. So I understand why people do it, but at the same time, I don't understand why them take it as seriously, because I'm sure Christians do other things, and so, them do, I'm sure they may be like masturbate or watch porn or something else.
Yeah, Christians out here watch porn.
Or stop them.
Yo,
Jeremy, answer the question.
Opinion. The man probably know a couple Christian where sit down and watch too porn sometimes.
You wanna do it, Jeremy?
No, sir. No, sir. No, not all, brother. Left them something in the past.
Never, no, but I did do it at some point.
Of course, brother.
Alright, what I say?
I research. No, guys. That was research.
What
Right.
have you now figured out? What do you now know? Please, to enlighten us.
That was research.
Yeah,
Right,
carry
I
out your
took my
research.
notes, wrote down a couple things, archive them for when we need them. Yeah.
So your research is doing it?
No, my research was, never mind.
Anyway.
There is
Why you gonna catch yourself?
finish the point.
I research by not doing it, see how long I can not, go for. Anyway, sex before marriage, I think it's necessary to deny yourself a sex, wait until marriage. Why that necessary? I just like everything else. And I just like everything else to me. I just like, people who try drinking, I never like it. People try smoking, I never like it, if you try like other things or watch, indecent videos do it, I never like it. Or so why not like that too? I feel like, is it because sex involve another human being, another person? Make it so sacred.
So I'm gonna lay down a couple laws for my Christians who are listening, because I don't want them to feel like I'm just out here, really. I say, I rep the Christian thing, because the thing is, I'm just not really pushy with my religion, but when if the question is asked, the answer will be given. So alright. So there are a couple things which like sex is a very deep thing. A lot of people just see it as the external pleasures of it, but that is not all that it is. As Dennis said just a while ago, it involves somebody else. So it involves not only another body, but it involves another spirit, it involves another soul. You see me? The thing with sex, like I say, alright, I'm gonna say this for the Christians. There's this concept of a soul tie, right? Which is when you have sex with an individual, right? You create a bond, right?
Me hear that. Me hear that before.
I do not know if this bond that you create with this person is an intertwine of your spirit and soul, and this is something very serious in the Christian religion. And the thing is, most people feel like it's only in the Christian religion. But even if you are not a Christian and you go sleep with somebody, you create that soul tie, you create that bond, and that can affect you in so many ways. Sometimes I find myself I do things or I think things, and I say, me no usually think them something, and me no usually do them something. Not to know that somebody will go sleep with, them something they transfer.
Alright.
People think it's only STD transfer and not just STD alone transfer.
No,
you see me?
Continue.
Casper said something about becoming one, which more touch upon as well. So the thing is, he's not only becoming one in the law, as in Jamaican law, but in marriage you become one under God as well. I know with sex, like if you go down basic, like it's like plugging in a card into a socket, right? Basic, right? And the current will flow. In that moment, the socket, according to the current, the socket and the cord is one thing. It goes from the socket to the cord to whichever appliance. So now, they become one. So if me would have put it together in my head, and I said, alright, with sex, me sleeping with somebody, we have become one. With marriage, me getting married to somebody, we have become one. And like, bringing it that basic, that simple, you realize that the two just go together. Very simple. Very basic.
Alright, so the question I have for you, Jeremy, is you have a girlfriend, and I think I mentioned that I started having. You have a girlfriend for you?
Yeah, for real, yeah.
Alright, cool.
Everybody congratulate me from one, yeah.
Why them I congratulate you? I think that's so disrespectful. Why them I it's very disrespectful. You could get a girlfriend. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh, they stand there and saw me could look bad.
You congratulate the man to Casper?
Of course.
Wow.
Yeah, everybody I congratulate.
Why congratulate? It's not a huge achievement, It's not a milestone.
It's a huge achievement.
Alright. So my question is, have you ever been in a situation like, you and your girlfriend alone, and you guys could have been, having sex, and like you chose not to?
Or is
Yeah.
it that okay, so she's not the type of person where, alright, so is it that the situation presents itself to the both of you guys, or is it that she more so introduced it and they did have to reject it?
Yeah. Explain.
So the thing is, my girlfriend, and this is what me that convince and encourage every Christian man to do. Date a woman who's a Christian and whose belief stronger than yours. Please, I beg you, do it.
So the man them weak, the man them can't hold out.
Very
Okay.
weak.
So I knew it. I knew it.
So,
Yeah.
when I'm not telling a lie, it does. Obviously the opportunity arise, because, me there I live by myself. Me not up here, I live under no parents' house, you see me? So,
Alright,
I'm free
hold
to
on.
do anything I want. But,
Alright. So me want to say is that Ronaldo, I agree with the way I say.
I admire
But-
your religious conviction. I admire it.
Yeah, it's not for true. To be honest, me not wrong in this. I agree with that. And I agree with the way I say Ronaldo, but I agree with the way Dennis and did saying at the beginning. Is that I feel like Christians take it too serious. Now, in me did I say originally that, when somebody get married, it is being one in the eyes of the law. And you say it's much more than that, is presenting yourself before God. No, when you are somebody, when a man and a woman get married, you guys are considered as married and you guys are allowed to have sex once it is that the ceremony is finished and the paper is signed. So I'm saying you are declaring at that moment and at that day, whether it want to be 10 years from the time we want to meet or 5 years from the time we want to meet, that at the point in time where we're in love and we're going to commit yourself to each other for have sex, right? And on the wedding day.
no. Like, you can and that is something else that a lot of people tie to sex, love. You can in love way before you have sex with the person, yeah.
So if you're in love with your girl, why not have sex with her?
Because that is not where the basis of love come from. Like, you can love somebody deeply and not have sex with them. Like, sex is not an expression of love, really.
Yes, it is.
What?
Sex is, I say this again. Sex is not an expression of love, really.
Yes,
So-
it is.
because
Of course it
if
is.
sex
Alright,
was
so
an
make it finish.
expression of love, then all these people not going around just having sex with everybody, come sure them don't love everybody.
No, you don't love
Alright.
No, I can't agree with that. Say, might not love everybody. I can agree with the point, say, sex can be, sex in itself might
It's not a
not be
permanent
an
expression of love. Better fix it up.
No, or it might
Fix
not
it
be
up.
used as an
Not
expression
everybody
of
have
love.
sex
But
with means
if
they love
if
them.
you truly love somebody, you can express love.
It is a way.
And
Yeah,
that
it is a
applies.
way of expressing love.
And that applies
Yeah,
to everything
alright,
else. That applies to how even you express love to your girlfriend. So, what a huge difference. I guess the thing is that it's just spirituality. And that's the thing,
Alright, watch this.
I don't
Me
think
not really open
a
up to
non-Christian.
no guys,
I think,
right?
I don't think very.
Alright.
to no guys right now. Make you understand something. You see?
Alright.
Not my personal business, obviously.
Yeah.
A lot of people out here in our relationship will go good. Relationship will go great, right?
Alright.
So now them feel like say, like the relationship will go good. That girl like me like the girl. I'll get her a piece. You see me, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go say, alright, but me I get her a piece. I'll express your love to her, right? And she reject you. Boom, she reject you. All of a sudden, guess what? You don't love her again. Cause you're hurt. Because she know want to have sex with you. So you feel hurt. You don't have big argument. You don't fall out. You don't left. Alright, next scenario. You don't have sex. You don't have sex.
I don't think that's how it realistically
After
goes.
you don't
Believe
have
me,
sex,
that's not how it
after you don't
realistically
have sex,
goes.
she said, well, that was good. But we can still be friends. You see me?
Bro, no, that's
Boom.
not girls, man. Those are guys.
No.
You know?
No, not sure how sex
Girls
work,
don't.
or how some
Girls
people
don't behave
view
like
sex.
that, man. Girls don't
How
behave
some
like
people
that.
view sex. It really and truly is just a pleasure thing for them. And may I tell you, say sex is something very deep. It's not just a pleasure thing.
Alright.
I think we are in the majority. I don't think there are many girls out there using guys for sex. I don't. There are them, but I think guys are in the majority on this one. And I think if you do have sex, it won't be she using you. Believe me, you know. You'll be
So you
you
think
using
more?
she.
So you think more
You know?
men use women for sex than all women use men for sex?
Yeah, I think guys aren't the majority. I think guys
That
are
is
the majority.
obvious. That is obvious.
Yeah, so
Alright.
why you express as if you know how
Me
you
explain
view
it that
sex, you know,
weirdly.
as if because you make it sound as if what you are give to the girl, you know, it's so delightful, it's so great, you know, it's so legendary, you know.
But
You have this piece of heaven, my youth, you know. We feel like you're very confident in your sexual abilities, you know, without having done it, and
no, but
it's strange to me.
yeah,
Express is kind of funny to me, man. You know, make it sound as if you know you're great, you're legendary. Any girl get this, you know.
yes,
she'll
sir.
get heaven.
That is the thing. Like you
What?
should be talking this way as well, you know. Like everyone's supposed to talk this way because that's the thing with us, bro.
No, I don't think it's so.
Say, where we have the woman them get pleasure from it too, you know. And then woman
Don't get
them
pleasure
alone
from it
get
too,
gold.
my youth, you know. But
Yes,
and you don't know if you're that
Me?
great yet, my youth, you know. You can't look for yourself, and everybody feel like them can do something until them do it, you know. And them, you know. Think about it.
Make
You feel like you
understand
are,
what you're saying, no? And
Bro.
when you are talking about,
Oi,
when you are talking about
people,
is
time out.
performance. That you're talking about, you know.
my youth, the act itself is not this huge gift. You know, I know the act itself is not that great. You know that great, mate, you know. I think, especially, you know, guys not having sex. I think it depends on this huge pedestal, you know. Like why I try? I don't know. I don't think, you know, as something.
Yeah, but that is the thing, you know, Dennis, is we, the human beings, cause it to be just one regular act.
Because
People just go out here just to do it.
No, but me disagree with Dennis Stan on that part in terms of if it is just a regular act. Hold on, before when you eat me alive, relax, people.
Yo, why?
I'm
Why?
simply saying, hey boy, go from that. But may I say, I agree with Ronaldo in terms of sex being more than just something simple, something out there where just do it with any and everybody just because you're simply in the mood for have sex. Me think it is important. This is just my opinion. Me think it's important. Really build with somebody, connect with somebody, and willing for risk. Getting intertwined with that person. Now, I don't necessarily think that you have to get to know this person for 5-10 years and then decide that, oh, I'm going to marry you, or let's say whatever amount of time. Say, oh, I'm gonna get married to you right now, and I am now going to have sex with you, and you are the only person that I'm going to have sex with. If it is that you meet somebody right now and wanna involve, you really like to be around them, wanna laugh with each other and do nice things for each other, and you decide to say, hey, wanna have sex, and have sex, it's cool and all of that, and then 4 months down the line you realize that this person, you know, the interaction between the two are boring, or it get watered down, and the relationship not serve you anymore, and they like to move on to somebody else. I feel like you're supposed to allow to do that. And then when you and the next person they get in a relationship and they know basically they don't interact and do the thing, when they like the vibe when I get from one another, and they decide to know have sex, when can be allowed for have sex. I think that's how it is pitched a lot of times. Whether marriage want to be pitched from a Christian perspective or any other belief, it is you meet that one somebody and them alone never have sex for the rest of your life. So wall out, wait, get to know them, because it basically I assume says I don't know what the word for it's almost like a test. We say, alright, I continue to test that person here, I continue to find out what them is like, and then make the decision to say, yo, and that person I'm never deal with for the rest of my life, and then after you make that, after you come to that agreement there, then go ahead and have sex. I feel like there's so much problems that can arise from that. I feel like this is a common fear of everybody. What if you have sex and it is truly terrible? It is truly the worst, and it just not work. What happens in an event like that?
After you're married?
After you're married.
You see, the thing is, you know,
Good question.
Hazel, Casper. This is the thing. As Mr. Dennis done, you know, Dennis done talk to me about, you know. You see, the sexual performance of someone, right? Personally, me believe, say, you know, there's a whole heap of things where, you know, involved in your sexual performance, which is, you know, you have to fit, you have a tool that you work with, you know what I mean? You have to do research, you know what I mean?
Alright.
So, here's my spiel. My spiel is, as Dennis Dan said, the act isn't so great. The act isn't so great. But look at it this way. If the act isn't so great, the act isn't so great, why people put so much emphasis on it? Because of all the things where they must see, the expectations where them have. That is what caused disappointment when it comes down to sexual entertainment. You see me? So
I have a point.
If you get interjection, like, so if you're married and the couple have sex and it never, like what them that expect. Now we have a problem. Houston, we have a big problem because you have your wife and you need to please the wife. Now it all depends on if this guy really want to please the woman. Him now can learn to please the woman. Him now can, well, it all depends on she, because if she don't want to show him or allow him to experiment with she, then them they really want to have no good time in a sex. Like, come on. Like, have to understand, say, when is a couple, right? When they can reach this euphoric place together. I've heard stories of two people having sex for hours and none of them no climax. Well, not none of them, the woman no climax. And the man, him just need eat. The man just need eat, But the woman no climax. Hours after hours and the woman no climax. Why you think that is?
You don't know what I do, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I'm
just a satisfy, or just try to satisfy.
In a position after position after position, and a go on. But the woman just, she not no connection at the day. It's just pleasure, naked pleasure. Isn't it? So sex
naked
is
pleasure
something
for him.
that is, yes. Or for two of them. Because she not get no.
But if
it feel good enough, but she can't climax because no connection at the day.
So a woman can no. I feel like in order to make that assumption, we need a woman for them on the podcast for back up that, because you are now saying that a woman cannot climax unless she have a connection with the man.
Me hear it.
Yeah, that means
me sit down with the woman and she tell me this.
But that a one woman and 8 billion people on the planet half of which are females.
Obviously, if you are gonna do that, Casper, everybody body different, If you are gonna do that, everybody body different. Everybody have a different experience.
I don't think a woman should be telling that, man. Why don't want to tell you about her sexual? So she have sex for hours after hours after hours. Why should I tell that, man? Why should I tell that?
Because I'm a friend, one. And definitely a Christian.
You're so deep in the friend zone, man.
I need to help her understand so she can't be out here just to have sex with people because it's not worth it.
You think she'll ever stop? She'll never stop, my youth. She'll never stop, bro.
Anyways, what may I tell you, say, you see this thing called sex, so a lot of people just believe, say, sex, when people say don't have sex before you're married, it's just because, it's because of religion. It's not only because of religion. Yes, it's because of religion, because it is fornication outside of religion. You need to have sex with a wife and all of that, right? Avoid soul ties. You can avoid so many things. Avoid STDs. You can avoid so many things by waiting until you get married. Also, Casper, I wanted to touch on something you said about like knowing, like the thing you mentioned about having sex with a person, then afterwards understanding, finding out, say, this now work out because when you just now know, the sauce another day again, they move on to somebody else, and then if you want sex again.
Not the sex sauce, the sauce.
No, just the sauce in the relationship.
Alright, good.
Not
just
the
want
sex
to set up on that.
Sex can be great. Sex can be great, but that can't.
But the relationship,
You see me? So it is 100% best if you wait probably a year first. Be with this person, go out, talk, just like be together and figure out, make sure, say, you and the person can, like connect. And then you can get married and then have sex. Because guess what? You see what I know? Who out like for y'all 6 months or 4 months and they wanna have sex and then say, say, that person really don't understand me, that person really know. I realize it was a waste of time for both of you. I know you don't tie up yourself with that person, yeah. Because now your body count gone up. All these things. Your body count gone up. You have soul tie. And personally, like,
Alright.
you just mess
But
up yourself. You
what-
can get STD. That person.
No.
You think I'm gone with somebody else.
You keep
go
on
mix
saying
up
this.
with no soul.
Alright, hold
Like-
on. Remember me I watched this talk show, this lady. And she married to her husband for a really long time. And the issue is that she tell him that she never want to have kids. So them basically that try work through the situation and all that, and the two of them decide say here because he wanted to have kids and she never want to have no kids. Then the two of them decide say, boy, we really love each other, but this is something we definitely disagree upon. And based on the disagreement, it don't seem as if it'll work out, even though we really love one another. So the two of them actually divorce. Him meet somebody after that shortly. Them get married and him currently have him daughter with a lady there. The wife now, she divorced. She eventually, before she meets somebody, she said something. She said she think it is possible for have more than one soulmate. If it is that you believe in a soulmate, good for you. But she said she think it is possible for have multiple soulmates. She had a soulmate for a time, and when she meet him, she married for 10 years. And she said during the marriage, she could imagine say one day them would have not be together. But it come a point where them did want two different things, where them could have come to an agreement, and two of them decide to go them separate ways. The two of them still have a really good relationship with each other in terms of them talk. They're my friend, but them don't pass the boundary of having sex because they are now in two different relationships, two successful relationships where they're both happy. Him have a child and she meets somebody who convince her to say, yo, mama, I love you, you love me, why not have a child? And she's now pregnant, which can speak to say here, maybe the other guy just never give her something what she wants. She could see her, even though she love him, she could see herself have a child with him. But the fact is that she married to somebody else, them completely in love, she just have her first fitness. Him married to somebody else, them completely in love, them have them first child. So me here, you are saying now that you meet somebody, it takes time to get to know the person and figure them out and all of that. But she do that. And she finds somebody, them fall in love, and them decide, say, here what? After 10 years, this at the point where, and it's no longer working out. We're going our separate ways. But now I have no issue with you. We can still call you, we still laugh about a situation, move on. But I have somebody else who I'm completely in love with. You have somebody else who are completely in love with that we don't have sex anymore. What is wrong with that?
Me have a good question for you now. You
Yeah.
believe that if them did sit down, take the time to really know each other, what each other want in the future, before them get married, them would get married and waste 10 years of them life, knowing she never
But
gonna give my
it
child?
is not. But you are going to say that the waste 10 years of their life when it wasn't a waste to them. Maybe at that point in time, him never want to have kids. Because when we did in high school, first of all, everybody's supposed to know this movie. Everybody hear me say, more have hundreds of pitney. Now, as we get older, or let's say roughly 7
It
pitney,
has been
everybody
said.
say, really, I have 7 pitney with one woman. So as we get older, it is not more become aware of the fact that, you know what, maybe based on what me want to do in my life and based on how the situation I present itself, maybe I won't have 7 children, maybe I not have no people, not at all. So I can't get hell-bent on that. So I'm saying that life is something that is ever changing, and people change. The person when them get married to today might not be the person in 10 years, and maybe the person that them transition into in 10 years time, maybe just now the pieces of the puzzle now go fix, and maybe it's not a waste. Maybe during that time they when you get one supposed to get to have extremely good memories, and now when you come to the agreement, just as how when did agree say we are gonna love each other and work with each other for this amount of time, when you know coming to another agreement, okay, maybe we can still be friends and not to be sexually involved or that deeply involved with each other anymore. And we say, alright, cool, we'll go separate ways. You know, if you ever need me in the future for anything, just know say you can still call me and he'll help you out, because you've been with somebody for 10 years in your life, just dash with somebody like that. So now I say, what is wrong with still keeping that? What is no wrong with changing the nature of the relationship? What's wrong with that? And just being sexually involved with somebody else.
Well, alright, another I only 2 issues really have with the whole scenario. The second issue I have is, do you think if this guy did just decide, alright, this is my wife, I am married to this woman, it says the vow that I took was death to do us part, do you think she would give him a child in the future? Because now she's pregnant, now she has a child with somebody else. So do you think if they honored their marriage, they could have worked something out and she would have said, okay, one child, that is it?
But it seems as if them didn't have the conversation there and it just
But
never
as
worked
you
out.
just said, hopefully if him did understand, say, the woman him I talk to now can transition into somebody who will be willing to give him a child 5 years down the line, honor a marriage, and work out a marriage how a marriage is supposed to be working out. Because a marriage isn't a vow of, I love you, let's marry so we can have sex. It's, I love you, marriage until death. That is the vow where you stand up before the pastor, your grandmother, your uncle, and your auntie, and your niece and your nephew and say, I'm going to be with this woman until I die. Right?
Yeah.
Sickness and health. Right?
Yeah.
That's the vow, you know. And that's the thing.
Yeah. But that vow
Human
then must
beings.
break. If it is that you
Human
want
beings
somebody.
don't take vows and promises and them something so seriously. And
No,
that's
but
the problem.
you can commit to that vow and not break it, even if it is that you guys decide not to be married. You have this celebrity named Khloe Kardashian. She's one of the Kardashians. She got married to her husband, and she meet this man, and they decide to say, "Yo, we're gonna get married in a 9-day time period." Them get married, them did so in love, and they did feel like they did with each other, like living with each other, having sex for like around 5-6 years or that. Now, apparently, it did have a drug addiction, and then they decide for like it did ruin the marriage. So they decide to hear what we're not going to. It will cause some problems, and we'll try working out and not serving me with the woman, which is Chloe. So I decide for get a divorce. Now he got an overdose, and at the most logical thing I ever hear. No, one of the most logical things, or one of the more logical things I've heard coming from the mouth of a human being, is that even though them never with each other anymore, she still got the hospital, she still got to look for him, she still take care of him, she still assign him doctors and all that. And she said she believe in her vows, she believe in death do us part. She still play her part for basically take care of him in sickness or health and offer her assistance to him. But they're not with each other anymore. She never
divorced?
that is. Yeah, them divorced. But she decides, say, you know what, I'm going to decide the vows that we take at that time, make a vow to this person that no matter what, even if it is that we decide to not be romantically involved anymore, I am still going to be there in sickness and in health. So I'm saying, what is wrong with that?
No, nothing is wrong with that. Only one question again, Casper.
Yeah.
What's the point of a divorce? If the divorce doesn't sever the vows, if the divorce doesn't sever the vows that you made in marriage, what's the point of the divorce? You can't just separate it.
The point, no, because everybody brings
because
back to
if
the
you're still
original
honoring
point.
the vows of the marriage, then you just separate. Because if you're still going to go back and honor those vows, then what is the point of the divorcement?
Because Ronaldo, and it goes back to what I originally said. When people get married in the Christian religion, or if you are not a Hindu, if you're not getting married in any sort of other society, when you get married in a mostly a religious religion, you are getting married in the eyes of the law. When you sign the paper, you and your wife have become as one. When you get that divorce, you are basically now saying we are now two separate individuals. We are no longer one individual. When I make my money, it goes here. When you make your money, it goes here. Our assets are no longer the same. Okay. When you get a divorce from somebody, you are now parting ways from a business standpoint or from a legal standpoint. But in terms of a spiritual standpoint, you can say, here, what? I don't want to romantically involved with you. I don't want to live with you no more. I want to be romantically involved with somebody else. But there's no reason why we still cannot be friends. And if it is that you're in a dying need, you're at the hospital one day, there's nothing to stop me to come and look for you and offer my assistance.
Right, but the only issue that I'm having is, answer me this one question and that probably will clear up everything. Is the marriage spiritual? Have a spiritual meaning?
No, you ask me if people
does the marriage have a spiritual meaning?
Yeah, ask me if people when they get married in
general.
No.
I'm saying that you say that the marriage is under the law and not the Lord, right? You're saying the law.
No. I'm saying it is the both of them.
But the divorce isn't. The divorce is just the law.
But the divorce is just the law, not the spirit.
I don't think it works like that. I don't think it can work like that. It doesn't.
Why not?
Because it doesn't make sense. Because if the divorce, which is supposed to annul the marriage, which is two things, how is it divorce annulling half of the marriage?
But that is you not wanting the divorce to annul two things. You can choose for the divorce annul one thing.
No, but me visiting. Alright, Adele. You depend drugs, right? You sick. And you in the hospital. Me as your friend come and say, yo, I read Adele. No Adele for 5 years. Then you stand. yo, and then in the hospital, we are gonna look for him, we are gonna take care of him because we have a bridging. That is just human, what's the word? Could be human and a real compassion, I look forward. Just, that is just, like, if you're, that you can do that out of mutual respect for the person, that they need for have nothing to do with marriage.
So, are you saying that in marriage there
me never
isn't
make no vow
respect?
to you, no. Me never make no vow to you, no, but me can still come and say, yo, me
But that is
take
what
care
I
of
am
my bridging.
saying. But that is what I'm saying. I feel like everybody have a specific view of marriage, and that is why a lot of people either don't get married or two don't become Christian. Now, I had an incident with somebody from work, I think from last year, and I don't know this person from nowhere, but this person did have place a lot of obligations for me, but I'm gonna look out for one another and all that, and say, whoa, I'm not gonna do any of that, because I don't know you from nowhere, we are not friends. This doesn't mean that we can get to that point. Right now, we're currently acquainted with each other. Now, and I think that I had to say that because while I grew up, one of the things I realized, well, I place the title of friend on a lot of people when people are not really friend. And when you give somebody the title of friend, it is actually making a vow to somebody. When you are somebody a friend, you do something, you do things for each other unconsciously, or you consciously do it because you know how we say, alright, and this person a friend now, no one that will go through a whole heap of things, you're kind of making a vow in some sort of sense. I think that's when you're getting married to somebody, you are also making a vow to somebody. When I feel like when you place the title of husband and wife on it, which never really mean anything to me, but it's a vow. When you're getting married to somebody, you're making a vow to them, and that vow is more so emotional and spiritual, and you don't have to break that. And that vow can be made at any time, and it doesn't have to be in a church, and you don't have to have a ceremony. You can decide, say, 6 months after we know each other well enough, there's a strong connection between we can't see myself not being around this person,
but that's
going
the
to
thing,
each other and all of that.
6 months is not enough time.
Who are you to
anybody.
say? Who are you to say?
I am also human. That is what
Yes.
I am. Also human
Yes.
being. So I understand the feelings and the emotions that you will feel for somebody in the first 6 months of knowing them, when 6 months of everything is going fine. 6 months is not enough time to know anybody.
So how long is enough time to get to know somebody?
I would say at least a year. At least
a year.
Months. Each another 6 months. Know this person for a year of them life. Through every season, through at least one birthday, through at least every birthday of them, everybody in them family, through at least every birthday of every enemy with them have, at least 1 year. And I'm not saying 1 year you can get to know somebody, because somebody can hide something from you for 20 or 25 years.
Alright.
If they really want to hide it.
Alright.
So, but at least give yourself 1 full year, go through every season, go through every up and down the year I go come with, see how you interact through the year, see how Valentine's Day go, see how Thanksgiving go, like really just.
And you are doing this why? And you are taking 1 year to know somebody why?
Because you need. Alright, why are you making any kind of bond or relationship with a person? If it's not to get to know them or like have a long-term relationship with them.
Alright, sorry guys, but I have such a burning point. I really need to address it. I really need to address it. I have so much points brewing in my head. And like, I really need to express some of them. You know? Like in 12 minutes. Can I reason this? Alright. So, my question. I want to give more short answer on the journal because, it's a question of you. Why? Alright, so, in a relationship now, right? We know that. So, you are planning to marry this girl?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yes.
The girl we are dating right now, you plan to marry her?
Yeah.
Alright. How long you know her for? Sorry, Dennis, I'm going to
7 months.
Alright. Continue, Dennis.
7 months.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's like from the time you've been introduced to her up till now.
Yeah.
7 months. And you tell me say you plan to marry this girl already?
Yeah.
Okay. When is it you plan to get married?
Well, my plan is to get married before 25.
Before 25. How old are you right now?
22.
22. That's not
Yeah.
far from our age, you know. You're turning 23 this year.
Yeah.
Alright, so you have 2 years left.
That means exactly. That means you have 2 years left to marry this girl. You believe you are going to be financially capable of marrying this girl before 25 or by 25?
Yes. Like, yeah.
What do you know? You go to school right now?
Yeah,
Like, university.
I'm a senior in university right now, and the plan is, like, you remember you're asking about the plans, you know. So the plan is to
Alright.
get a well-paying job. The plan is, right now I'm also an entrepreneur. I signed on a couple partners recently, so like I have a business that, and with that business, the potential to expand is really just how much work you put in the business, and then I have the potential, as you know, when I graduate and I have my bachelor's, I have the potential to get a job. And you know, that salary, a lot of people marry upon less than a computer science degree salary. So
Alright. Okay, that's cool, that's understandable. But I think, you know, for majority of people, that is not the case. Not speaking from a Christian point of view, because I understand why you're speaking of. Because, you know, another question in my mind is, for how long does a soul stay tied? I want to know that, you know. How long, in your opinion? Say you're a Christian, right? And you falter, you had sex, and you pray to God for forgiveness and all that, you know, like Jesus to wash away your sins. And you pray, you go fasting, you go night, you go every single thing.
night, yes.
So,
Yeah. You kill that, you know, and bury that, you know.
so does your soul stay tied forever? That's another question for me.
Alright, so you make a really good point.
This is not even like my main point, you know, but this
God,
is just a
see,
question.
God,
No.
Everything
Yeah,
possible.
answer.
So if you pray to God and God break that soul tie for you, you're good.
So how do you know when the soul
How you know say soul get
break?
untied?
Or you know so that the soul the tie is untied.
Like, the realm of the spirit is somewhere beyond our understanding, especially if you're a non-believer. Right? I could sit here and I could explain that you feel something in your soul, or feel something
I
in
understand
your heart.
it. I
right?
understand
Something, a weight lift off for you. But if you're a non-believer, all of it will sound like gibberish. Right?
Okay. No, I understand. Alright, so this is what I'll shoot from this question. But that means that the scenario does exist where a Christian has had sex, prayed for forgiveness, and their soul was not untied at the point of their death. So that means when they die, they'll go to hell, right?
I don't put nobody at hell, you know. So I can't
Okay,
say
me
about
know.
that, but here's what I can
You
answer I can give
understand?
is,
Yeah,
if a
I understand my
Christian
reason.
does do it and is tied, like, even if you pray for forgiveness, you know, the Bible does say you have to give account for every single thing you've done on earth. Like, whether you get forgiven or not, you still have to give account for it.
Alright. So I'm glad to answer that question, you know. So ultimately I say I gotta decide that. Anyway, back to my main point, you know. Speaking for like majority of people, or majority of people, the in between, you know, might be religious, might be a little not religious, you know. Some people go to church on occasion and all that. So you believe that it is in the best interest of everybody, you know, who is in a relationship with a person that they might, you know, fancy going forward with in the future, to not have sex
I have
until
a
they are
question.
married. But hold on, let me finish. So to not have sex, you want them to not have sex
Yes.
until they are married. However, for majority of people, you know, people such as myself, what if I am not in the position that I want to be to get married until I am like say 38? You know, just an example.
Yeah.
Just an example, right? Am I, a human being, supposed to go into a relationship with other persons, you know, who might not be Christians, and not have sex with them, and explain to them that it is right to not have sex? Right? Why am I denying myself of that in a relationship with someone who also expects that from me as their partner? For majority of people, you know, relationship is not only about sex, but sex plays a part in it, because as a human being, you have sexual needs, and you expect your partner to meet your sexual needs, right? Because that are the reason why most people in a relationship, you know. And in other case, you might need them help out financially, emotionally, and all that. But sexuality does play a part in it. How? I don't understand. Why is it necessary to deny yourself of that? It almost seems, as Christians, why? You are, so we've got together, you're pray together, you're this together, that together, and you even plan to eventually get married. I'm not even talking about you because your relationship kind of short, 7 months. Say, you have like a Christian couple get married for even like 10 years, or they're together for 10 years, and they never get married until like 10 years. They know each other for 10 years.
Then
they
it's
never
not.
get
So what
married
you are
until,
saying
like,
is
10
that
years.
if it is that the plan, you're not gonna be stable enough for married until they're 38. But in the meantime, you meet somebody and decide to eventually in their life to get married. Them still not supposed to have sex until you guys are actually married at 38. That I think that's the question with this. Even though they decide say, here what, love you. But I think in terms of getting married right now, it is financially burdensome because the concept of keeping away, the concept of doing all of that, the concept of getting a house and live together, because all you say if it is that when they don't married and they cannot live with one another, the concept of doing all of that is financially strenuous for a lot of persons. So you might not be there until. So basically, poor people don't get married.
You might not even be there as a person, as an individual. You understand?
Yes, personally you might not be there, but you guys decide.
So
you know what? In my struggle or dying trial, we're going to get there. So we're supposed to hold out same way.
Here is my question.
Answer the question first, G.
No, let me answer your question. Let me answer your question. Ask the question. I'm not gonna answer it right now, bro.
Here's my question. Because as I told you guys, me plan to marry this girl. Why you're in a one relationship with any woman? What the purpose of the relationship?
Alright, listen up. The purpose
because
of
you
the
like
relationship.
them.
Yeah, because you like them more to get to know them. And eventually you see yourself going forward with her.
Going forward weird.
To some extent, yeah, marriage kinda in the plan,
Kinda.
Because, well I know.
People will have 3 minutes left.
No, we don't have 3 minutes left. I'm gonna wait and fix this up, dog, Because, alright. The plan, I forget married, yeah, kinda, but at the same time, if I like somebody I want to date them, why not, And if sex eventually come up, why not? Why I feel like sex are gonna be this huge burden? In my experience, me never experienced no soul tie yet, Me not feel the way they same old me, and the more me think back on it, I more realize that me and myself, I've never been changed or influenced really by sexual partners that I have. That never happened to me.
Here all go on, people.
So why is it that?
Here all go on. You see, because this is so. Before you even start talk.
3 minutes left.
Hold on. Hear me I say. Here, listen to what I am saying. Seeing that this is so riveting and interesting, here what we're going to do. We're going to have a part 2 for it. And we are going to continue the conversation next Friday. And we're going to give everybody time to gather them points and come with them defense and come and argue it. So here, everybody give them closing statement right now, 1 minute. And remember, so they can come back next week. Think about it and think about any point we don't want to gather over the week. We'll come back with it next week. So, Ronaldo, you go shoot first. Close. Right. 1 minute.
So, 1 minute. Alright, so, first thing, y'all people can't just be out here having a relationship. Well, not me, can't make it do what I feel like. Me can't say I can't out here have a relationship with no purpose. Just because you like somebody, you're not going to just intertwine your body and soul and get all mingled up and risk on yourself. Right? I found a life, Can't stop it. But I will come next week with a little bit more information, a little bit more points on why it is really a really great idea to wait until marriage, why even 10 years is not a stretch, stuff like that. But I'll see you guys next week.
Alright. Dennis, go through.
What's my final point? Alright, my final point is, I don't think it's right, as like a regular person to be walking around here, and thinking to purposely deny yourself, or something that's only natural. Why purposely do it, go walk around and live life and purposely deny yourself until you find that one special somebody who just really agree with you, they just really agree and say, no sir, no matter what, I will marry this person. Anyway, but one final thing. I have a question now. I have a question in my closing remarks. I wonder, evil, no, if we feel for homosexuals and people are homosexuals, but that is evil, a further subtopic. Say, I'm a homosexual person, a gay guy or a lesbian girl. They're supposed to just not be, they're supposed to walk around and feel like them, I don't know. Like, we have a question. We have so much questions, you know.
All right,
But,
what it?
yeah.
I'm gonna think about it in a week. So my closing remark is that, well, pretty much I'm kind of on the fence with both situations. I think the whole Christian idea in terms of marriage is really extreme. It's really, really extreme, people. I feel like you're supposed to be able to meet somebody, you build a connection, and you guys decide when that connection is made. You feel it at any time. I think you have to wait a year for the connection to meet. For the connection to form, I think you have to wait 2 years. I think you have to wait 3 years. But the connection it might form in 9 days. It might form in 6 months. It might form in a year. Who is you to say that me and this person aren't connected? And we can't go about and do things. And in addition to that, hold on, no. And I simply don't think that, but at the same time, I don't think that just because you see somebody and them body look nice or them shape good and all of that, you must just rush in and, have sex. I feel like if you get to know somebody and really, feel out their personality, and if it is that within a month this connection is made and one forgiving yourself to one another, go forth and do so. With that said, people, we'll come back next week. Everybody see as if them have a whole heap to say. We couldn't get in or get out everything in our hour, but so the next week we're gonna enjoy this. And if you have any questions, any comments, make you know I'll go on leave it in the comment section, make you know what it is. So that is Casper out for today. We'll see you next week. That's it.